Hi, my name is Ramzi and I'm the founder of Upsys, an agency focused on systems building and a ClickUp verified consultant agency. We help companies set up ClickUp systems, automations, and AI, and I've built a Google Chrome extension that helps you work 4 times faster if you're on ClickUp. This extension is called Save to ClickUp. It's available in the Chrome Web Store. You can download it. It's also available on Firefox, by the way, if you're a Firefox user. And from there, you can do a few things. Once you've installed it and connected your ClickUp account, you can save tasks, web pages, or time entries from any web context. So the first feature I'm going to show you is Webpage capture. So you can pick a list here from your ClickUp workspace. Say I want to put it in this list called Read Later. And you can capture any web page on the web. You can even take a screenshot of an interesting part you want, and you can let the AI do a summary. So if I click Save to ClickUp, this pages becomes a ClickUp task. And I can read it later if I want it. I can have it for reference, for research. There's even a summary generated by AI, as I've explained, and you have your screenshot of your article. So everything here has been captured by Save to ClickUp. Next thing you can do, say you're browsing the web, you got an idea, some article you read brings you an idea or whatever, you can ask Save to ClickUp to create a task. So you can set a start date, a due date, and even an assignee from here, and it'll create the task into the right ClickUp list that you've picked here above. For the sake of this demo, I'm just gonna put it in the same list, and I can even use my voice to put the task name and description as well. So I want to have a look at my team's work with burnout, and then I'm gonna add a description and say, review everyone's employee health and mental health and discuss with them to make sure no one's on burnout. Now, obviously, this is just an example, and I can even fix that with AI so it becomes more actionable as a task. So you can see we have review team for burnout, description and stuff. I can assign that to my HR person, for example, and click open in ClickUp, and that task is ready to go. So I've spoken with my voice, it's captured the task, and we can start working on it. Next thing you can do, for example, is save time entries. So say you're doing a research on a topic for a client, you can pick the client list and say I'm working for the Daily Planet, and I'm actually doing some front page news layout refresh, and I'm gonna click start, and this task is in ClickUp, it's sitting up there, but I'm starting to track my time, and can even set it at billable and set a description if I want it. So I'm working on my task and I'm just browsing the web, whatever, searching for something. Say here I find something interesting, actually I want to take a screenshot of it and say we got to book a discovery call with this ClickUp consulting agency, and then I'm going to save that, click Save to ClickUp, and that's going to be saved as well. So now any change I make, it's still tracking my time, it's still saving up that time, and once I'm happy with the time I've spent, I can then stop the timer and create the task time entry in ClickUp. So that saves all the billable time into ClickUp. So here you have your task and you have some time entry saved on the 15th of May. Now I've only run the timer for 40 seconds. Obviously, I can run it for later. Now I'm in the ClickUp context. I'm going to show you all the features that you now have inside of ClickUp. Now the first things you can do is use boosters. So you can use a few features that make your ClickUp feel less cluttered. See how we have a lot of items at the top and items here on the sidebar. So if I hide AI features, I can see less of the AI-based features already. I can also hide some task tools. I can hide some interface widgets. And you're gonna see that ClickUp is already slightly less cluttered. There's less stuff here at the top, less on the sidebar. And if I were to open any task, you're gonna see less items here, less sharing items. You're only gonna see what matters, basically. So you can turn on those focus features just to declutter your ClickUp UI. Second thing you can do is turn on auto time tracking. So each time you open a task, it would start the timer, and each time you close the task, it would stop the timer. And that will let you never forget to track time on a task. So you can turn on auto time tracking from here, and you can toggle a few settings. So stop the timer when the task closes, and auto track inbox tasks. And I can even put a threshold of an hour, for example, after which, even if I forgot, it would stop the timer by itself. So I'm gonna put that at 60 minutes. And as you can see, I've opened the task and the time is starting to be tracked. Now it's tracking time, and if I were to close it, it's stopped the timer for that task. You don't see that in the top right anymore. Now the cool thing as well is if you were to go through your inbox on a Monday morning and just tackle everything, you can start tracking time on whatever you're tackling. So if I click details here, it's starting the timer, and I can just start to collab, leave a comment, say, okay, have a look at that. It's actually tracking these few minutes I'm spending on just going through my different tasks. If I click clear, it's going to stop the timer of that task and start it on this new one, and so on and so forth. Now that's for auto time tracking, which I'm going to turn off here and go straight to NeuroAI. So NeuroAI is the AI agent that's working as your sidekick in ClickUp. The main difference with ClickUp Brain, which is ClickUp's own AI, is that ClickUp Brain is more of a generalist and it harnesses your whole ClickUp workspaces to do actions for you. It works as super agents, automations, it does a bunch of things behind the scenes. And it's great for power users, for companies leveraging AI agents very deep, and companies that want to stay on top and on the edge. But for most small businesses, you don't really need an AI that does everything. You just want a small assistant that focuses at helping you get things done in ClickUp. On top of that, with NeuroAI, you don't have to pay for every single seat that you have in ClickUp. Whereas ClickUp AI add-on, I think starts at $9 a month and is per user per month. So say you have 20 or 30 users in your team, you're gonna have to pay for those 20 to 30 users. If you only have 2 or 3 power users actually using AI, it becomes a waste of money. Whereas with Save to ClickUp, all you're gonna have is to subscribe for those 2 or 3 users for your team, and they can use Save to ClickUp as an AI on the side. So what NeuroAI is about is managing your tasks, lists, folders, documents in ClickUp. So say I'm in the task here, a workspace setup, and I want to make a few changes to the task, some changes to the field, assignees, etc. I can do that with my voice if I wanted. So if I turn on voice mode, I can just start to speak and make some changes. So all I have to do is say, please set the start date to next week, set the batch to now, set the budget to $5,000. You can assign the task to Ramzi and set a time estimate of 6 hours. And you can put the task in progress. So all of these are sent to the AI. It's understanding what I want to do, and all I have to do is just accept. There's actually an auto accept features, but all of these changes are made with my voice, and everything is set automatically at once. You can make that on any task with Save to ClickUp. Next thing I can do is make changes to a view. So I can create a new view here, call it custom view if I wanted, and then make some changes to it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is select a few tasks. And I'm gonna say, assign those tasks to Diane and set the started due date to Monday and Friday next week. And I've said that it's gonna set those tasks that I've selected, it's gonna be aware of the ones I've selected and make those changes in bulk. Now those changes are made, and obviously I can make some more changes manually. So you can like combine things between each other. And I can just like make more selections if I wanted and set this as well. So set the priority to urgent and the start and due date to this Friday. And then I'm gonna stop and it's gonna send that into the AI, which is gonna make the changes again. It's understood what I wanted to do, so it set those values. Now, say I wanna group this view by assignee. What it's gonna do is change the grouping of the view automatically. And instead of grouping it by to do, it's gonna change the grouping by assignee. So you can make changes in bulk as well in Save to ClickUp. Whether you're in a list, a folder, or a space, all those views, you can set them up with your voice or by typing, obviously, but I love using that voice feature because I just go 4 times faster. Now, next thing we're gonna do is go into a document. So I'm gonna open any document. So I have this one, it's an SOP, for example. And here I'm gonna say, add an executive summary of the whole SOP at the bottom of the page. And I click stop and send, and it's gonna know what it's gonna do, which is appending something to the page here. The Midjourney Prime Insight template provides a structured workflow for managing Midjourney image generation. I can then just turn that into a banner, make it highlighted, and basically it's read the whole page and it's understood what it needs to add. And as you can see, it's very, very fast. So Save to ClickUp is focused on making your workflow on ClickUp very quick, working 3 to 4 times faster on ClickUp with your voice, and making changes whether on a task or in views or documents in bulk. Now that's not the last thing I want to show you about Save to ClickUp. There's one massively cool feature I can show you here within my Gmail, and here we have an email from a client. And what you usually do when you get a client email is that you think, who has to do it, what is it about, and should I turn it into a ClickUp task? Now you can forward this email to a list. ClickUp allows for this feature, but you can also let the AI decide for you and just have a look at your ClickUp workspace and decide that this task is actually tied to a task that is in your ClickUp workspace, and you can turn that into a comment and open that in ClickUp in a few seconds. In a few clicks, we have our comment appended to a task we already had, because the AI is aware of your ClickUp context, of your lists, of your tasks, and it lets you work fast. It lets you add this. And for example, assign this task to Lucas, set the priority to urgent, and set the due date to Thursday next week. All I had to do is instruct the Save to ClickUp agent to do that, and Neuro takes care of it and sets everything up for me. So that's how Save to ClickUp works. It lets you manage your ClickUp with your voice. It is the bridge between your emails and ClickUp, and it works on any context. It's aware of where you are, whether you're in ClickUp, your Gmail, works with Outlook as well, or any web page if you wanted to capture any cool information on a website. So give Save to ClickUp a shot, and you have 50 free AI tasks. And after that, you have to either stay with a free plan if all you need is non-AI features like capturing tasks, web pages, and time. And if you need AI features and want to leverage Neuro, there's two different plans, one focused at simple task management and one focused at workspace management and Gmail and Outlook triage, so sorting out your emails. So give Save to ClickUp a shot, pick between those plans, and I hope you save time with this Chrome extension that we've built. Thank you.